Hey guys, this is MHA Universal, and welcome back to What If Deku Had a Water Quirk. So, where we left off, we had our young heroes in training, had just reached the USJ. So, where we left off, Deku and the rest of Class 1A left the bus, or got off the bus, and went to went into the USJ, only to be greeted by 13 and Aizawa, and in this timeline, All Might, because even though he would have used up a lot of his time, he actually wouldn't have. He actually wouldn't have his buff form. His buff form wouldn't be as strained he due to the fact that he hasn't passed his quirk on to anyone. And also, comment down below who you think should get one for all, because I still haven't decided. So, when they get in, 13 begins to explain the exercise, and then Kirishima's like, "Whoa, you even got fake villains! Awesome!" And then the then Aizawa says, "Stay back. Those aren't fake villains. They're actual villains." So Deku then, having seen this, and his hero costume still has a similar rebreather, because he is wearing his hero costume in this version of events. So, since he's using his rebreather, which is allows him to breathe underwater for a short period of time, he also has uh, a bunch of water in. I don't know if I've explained this already, but he also has a bunch of water hoses connected to his hero costume with a water tank on his back. So, yeah, that's what Deku's hero costume in this version is still green. It's just the darker green than when he was in the original version of events. So, as they as Class 1A is about to leave, they're met with the Warp Gate villain, also known as Koragiri, who says, "Sorry for this interruption, but we couldn't help but invite ourselves into this haven of good." And then he scatters all after Kirishima and Bakugo attack him. Deku notices that the villain has a neck guard, so he then notices he then um tries to you warp gate all of the people, but only some of them go. And I do believe I kept Mineta in this version of events, so then the exercise, or not exercise, but then the USJ attack truly begins, where Deku, Suyu, and Mineta are all sent to the water zone. When Deku realizes that he's in water, he just kind of manipulates it so that way he can fly up onto the boat and kind of and after Suyu and Mineta get up there, he then creates several water bullets using the USJ's water pool and sends them flying at the villains, but doesn't aim to kill. He's just aiming to get them off their backs. And this actually surprises everyone in the USJ how powerful Deku's quirk is, because he he also has the a bit because he has the ability to manipulate all forms of water, including the water inside the human body. So he would be able to make himself faster by manipulating the blood in his body to send oxygen to all the muscles faster. So, yeah. Deku Deku has a little bit of physical strength, but not a lot. So, when he's about like he's like halfway through the 10 months of training, that's how strong he is. So, Deku Deku then creates a waterboard and the tells Mineta and Suyu to get on, because he has condensed it to the point where people would be able to stand on him, and he creates three of them. That way, it's not just one, and it's not straining his mind so much. So he he then rushes to the center of the USJ, and while this is happening, Mineta throws a bunch of his sticky balls from his quirk and does end up capturing a few of the villains. Then Deku, Suyu, and Mineta reach the center of the USJ and go to see how All Might and Aizawa are doing, only to see All Might engaging in a fight with the Nomu, and the Nomu actually appears to be winning. So, and then Aizawa is engaging with someone who has hands all over his face, which we know as Shigaraki. So Shigaraki then uses this. Shigaraki then grabs a hold of Aizawa, but when he does, he's Deku then uses his quirk because he is still next to the water. He then runs in with a giant water blade after he's blasted Shigaraki away. And Shigaraki sees what Izuku's doing and then says to Kirigiri, "Come on, take this kid out." And Kirigiri's like, "Yes, master." Yes, Shigaraki, I mean. and she and then he tries to take out Deku, but when Deku sees the portal opening, he then just the slashes at the villain's neck guard, where Kurigiri actually has to warp himself away from Deku. So Deku then uses his quirk in order to make him even faster, but this is putting immense strain on his mind. So he's not able to keep it up for long. He's only able to use this ability for like a minute. So Deku then uses Kura or then uses his water blade to slash at Kuragiri, and then disperses his water blade after a while and creates water bullets. And uses that to try and attack Kuragiri. So now Kuragiri has to warp away with Shigaraki, and the Nomu is sent flying out of the USJ. This is where Deku then Deku then sees um Kura then sees that All Might is smoking, even and Deku ends up run ends up running to All Might asking what's wrong. And then this is where All Might goes into his Small Might form, and Deku is completely shocked. So then, before anyone else sees this, Cementos comes around and blocks everyone's view from All Might, except for Deku, who has a who has already seen All Might's skinny form sent because of this. So he then says says to Deku that he's been looking for a successor, and he thinks that Deku might be the one to succeed him as the number one hero. Deku then says, "I'll become the number one hero, but not because the not because you are choosing me as the next number one hero." Sorry if you can hear any noise in the background. Um, but I think I'll leave this video off here all since this is the end of season 1 of the anime. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that like and subscribe button, and then comment who you think should get one for all, as well as what should happen to Deku now that he knows of All Might's secret? Should he go to the when he when we get to season 4 of the anime, should he intern with Night Eye, or should he intern with a different hero group? So, like I said, comment, subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.